YouTubers, what is up? Welcome to yet another episode of the Commerce of Comics. We are still here going strong. I'm Vinny Chill, because I'm chill AF, as the kids would say. Right, Chris?
Yeah, something like that. I didn't know we were doing shtick now. All right, we got shtick. All right, let me just get a little.
I got my co-pilot here, Anakin Lucas, making his debut appearance. What's up, buddy? How you doing? All right. Hey, kids. Today we're sticking with that DC, theme that we started. So we've got Wonder Woman. Well, first we did Green Lantern, then we got Wonder Woman, we got Superman. Now we're doing Batman on a budget, and we're trying to cover off on all your favorite Justice League characters before the Zack Snyder movie comes out next month on HBO Max. Looking forward to that. Hope it's not an epic disappointment. Fingers crossed, because it is DC after all. So fingers crossed for that. What are your thoughts,
you,
Chris?
Wonder Woman 84.
Seriously,
it was rough.
Gal Gadot aside, I think they were working with what they had. Great actors in there, but I don't know. Yeah, hopefully the next one comes through. So, down to brass tacks, we've got Batman on a budget, and we've got some books here to talk about. We're saving some of the bigger Batman books for a follow-up episode, but thinking that some of you guys out there, times are tough, and if you're looking to get some key issues to add to your PC and don't have a lot of money to spend, then look for these books. So to start us off, I've got the iconic Breaking of the Bat. So this, of course, is where Bane breaks Batman's back, which was famously featured in The Dark Knight Rises. And this is Batman number 497 from 93. This I was able to find in it was half off. So it was in like a $5 key box at a local show about a year or so ago. So again, not breaking the bank, unlike Bane breaking Batman's back. Crickets.
Oh boy.
Stick to my day job.
Oh man, you're my number one guy, Vin. Don't worry about it. Well, I don't know if that was. I don't think you knew I pulled this out anyway, but I was gonna go. It's a little expensive, but first appearance of Bane, Vengeance of Vengeance of Bane, number 1. So I don't know. I think this is undervalued for what it is. You can grab a 9.8 now for under $500. This is definitely the biggest book I'm gonna pull out here, but I just feel like it's worth mentioning because I got lucky. I pulled this out of a box of like $50 or so. This is a couple years ago, and it happened to come back in 9.8. These books are out here, and I think going with what you're saying with Bane, like I don't know. I don't know if we'll ever see him again on the screen, but it's worth grabbing. I think you see what Batman number 1's going for, and all these, like you said, Batman on a budget. You can't touch most of the villains. I mean, honestly, the big ones. So
right.
I think he's one of the most recent ones, but he still has his place in the history and everything else. And I don't think he's going away anytime soon. Maybe we'll see him again, but
no, I mean what they did with him in the Chris Nolan trilogy was definitely, I think, doing right by him compared to the Batman and Robin fiasco from the late 90s when it was like very cartoony. So, I mean, he's already been featured in 2 different movies, so not sure if they're going to do it again, but at least he went out, he went out with a bang.
Well, they're gonna have what? The Robert Pattinson. They got Riddler coming back. I think M Penguin. I forget.
You know, I honestly haven't been doing a lot of, closely watching that and like listening for like all the different speculation or even confirmed rumors. So, yeah, I actually more than I do. I don't know.
I think that's what it is, but we'll see how that movie goes. They're, I think, in COVID delays too, and Pattinson got COVID for a minute, and they weren't following protocols. So we'll see. I mean, it's the Warner Brothers movies, like we said, it kind of. I don't want to beat them up. I'm excited for another Batman movie. The Wonder Woman, like you said, let us down a little bit. Excited for the Zack Snyder cut. Kind of interested to see if he gets Green Lantern in there a little more. Some Dark Side, New Gods. They announced that movie was supposed to be in some sort of progress. Love Shazam, loved Aquaman. You know what I mean? Can't wait for the sequels. Black Adam. I mean, how can you go wrong with The Rock? So, I mean, I think there's a lot of potential with this. Just we got to get back in the theater. And we've been saying forever, DC books are undervalued, but there's some good ones for the wall if you're a fan. I mean, these are things you can get and just enjoy as a collector. They're good reads too, everything like that. So,
all right. Well, I don't have any graded books for this show, but I do like these two. The next two for me go kind of back to back, but I'll just do them one at a time since we're only doing like 5 books each. Sure. But last year, DC came out with like 100-page super spectaculars. So it was the 80th anniversary. So they did something for, the main villains, and they released it by the decade. So you could buy like 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, the 2000s. So for Catwoman, of course, they had like Julie Newmar and like all these other iconic, people. This one I bought. I love Inuit Lee. You've heard me talk about him in other episodes recently, and I just love the artwork. To me, this is the 2000s Catwoman, and to me, this looks like the way she does in the most recent like Arkham series. So like Arkham Asylum, like Arkham Knight, those video games. So just, cool cover there. So I went with this cover, and I think because these were like 100 pages, they were like $10, I believe. But yeah, yeah. So I don't think that it's moved a lot in the last year or less since it came out. But again, it was something cool for the collection.
Yeah, nice. Let's see. All right, I'm gonna keep with cool covers here. So I got Detective Comics 583. This is I don't know, one of my favorite covers. It's the first appearance of Ventriloquist. Really love this Mike Mignola cover. Like, I think it pops. I think it's, I don't know, you don't really see it that often, but you can find this in the $5 box, things like that. To me, it just kind of brings up thoughts of that McFarlane cover, Batman 423, and that cover is pulling, I think, like $100, $150. And to me, like, I love Mike Mignola's work. I love Hellboy, all that stuff as well. But getting, one of these other artists to do Batman and just this sweet a Batman cover, I think it's worth getting. I think, not a very minor villain first appearance for what it's worth, but I just think it looks gorgeous on the wall with, a pop or whatever you have. And this is one of my, if you're collecting Batman on a budget, very affordable, and just, I mean, probably one of the coolest covers out there to me. So.
Very cool. No, that's an awesome cover, and Ventriloquist, great villain. Back in the early 90s, of course, in like the animated series. So yeah, very cool.
And Scarface. Can't forget the dub.
Oh yeah, that's right. Next for me is, so keeping with the last one, we've got the Joker 80th anniversary. So these came out around the same time. This is like kind of like freaky looking, like almost like the stuff of nightmares. But it's of course by the very famous Jacques, and really like this cover. honestly, there was like a couple other covers that I think I liked better, but I really wanted to get this book, and the shop by me, this was the only cover still available, so went with this variant, and yeah.
Nice. It's cool. I don't know about putting that one on the wall, but
No, but it's it's Jacques, and
yeah,
he's a big name, and so it's iconic. I mean, I will say that but it's got not in a positive way. I don't know. I kind of
some of his covers though, they pull in big money. You never know down the road.
True.
Let me see.
True.
I'm heading to the dollar box next. Batman Shadow of the Bat #1, first Victor Zsasz. You can definitely find these in the dollar box all day long. They're still out there. Maybe a high perfect copy in a $5 box, but I think it's worth grabbing. He's been in technically 3 movies now with Birds of Prey. I think he got alluded to in one of the Batman movies.
He's definitely he's in Birds of Prey. He's in you see him, I think, in court in Batman Begins. And he's definitely got a big part to play in the show Gotham.
Right, show Gotham, definitely. I thought there was another movie, but he had a little cameo or something. But
he might have been in a third one, but I don't recall.
These are out there. I say for $1 all day long.
It's a cool cover. Next up for me, I'm gonna do a twofer, and wanted to just show off. So last year, obviously, Batman hit the big number of 100. So Batman 100, they did a whole ton of different variant covers. So just showing off a couple here. This is a variant cover that I was able to get for cover price from my local comic shop, which is kind of cool there. Fighting the Joker with a machete. And then here we've got a variant cover, and this is also Jacques, isn't it?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. So this cover is through Reed Pop, and this Chris got a similar cover as well, but this was through the New York Comic Con, the virtual con that they did. So this was limited to I think it was 2,000 or 3,000 they did.
Something like that.
I'll have to look it up because we've been mentioning for a while now, since December, that we were going to eventually do some auctioning off of some books. Chris and I ended up picking up several of these. So if you're interested in this, we've definitely got a few to sell, and we'll be talking about that more down the road. Now, I will just mention also that I have a third cover of Batman 100 by Natalie Saunders, and I got that in a 9/8 signature series, ordered that through Eastside Comics back in October during the con, but still has not arrived yet, which is kind of disappointing, but hopefully it arrives soon, and I will show that off in a future Batman episode.
Nice. All right. Next, what am I going with here? I'm going to go with Batman Beyond 37. So I grabbed this one out of the collection because, you see what's going on with Batman Beyond, what those books are pulling. And this is the first appearance of, I got it written down here, Elena Grayson, Dick Grayson's daughter. This is her first full appearance as Batwoman Beyond. So, after you see what Batman Beyond is going through for all of these different printings they have, I think this is if you can find it, a great pickup. It's a tough cover with all the, the black cover and everything like that, the black background. It's tough on the spine ticks and everything like that. But if you can find a nice one, I think this is absolutely worth picking up. I think you can get one for probably $30, somewhere around there. That's what I've seen them go for. But, we'll see. We'll see when conventions start up what the prices actually do. So
very cool. Yeah, and so in the last episode we talked about during the Superman, I had just recently gone to that mini con here in Connecticut, And yeah, there was like a few different vendors there that had Batman Beyond #1, first Terry McGinnis. So that is really blowing up right now with the news that there is going to be some form of a movie, I guess, coming out down the road. And so yeah, those books are definitely blowing up. And why not? Maybe they throw her in as well, or maybe they wait for farther down the line and introduce her. So who knows?
Yeah,
Last on my list is the Year of the Villain, Hell Arisen #3. So this came out exactly 1 year ago, February of 2020, and you can see I've still got the price sticker on here. I got it from my local comic shop. I've actually never taken this out of the bag. It's really, I think, in beautiful condition, like 9.6 or 9.8. This is, of course, the first appearance of Punchline. And then I've talked about in other episodes where they came out later with her own book, like Punchline #1 that I've talked about. But this is her first full appearance. And this is the variant cover. There is the standard cover. And I guess, Chris, you and I were talking before we recorded that it's really up in the air as to which cover might be worth more. I'm guessing maybe the original cover, but still, again, like you're seeing a lot of comic shops do, they are price checking against eBay and Key Collector and other sources. So, I bought this literally the day it came out, and it already was marked up from $4.99 cover to $50. Good news is, though, is that it hasn't gone down in price. I would say that in its near mint, ungraded condition, you're going to pull at least like somewhere in like the 60 to 100 range, I would say. But it's definitely on my list to send off to get graded at some point because it's really crisp.
breaking even's better than losing, right?
I guess so. I hope so.
Let's see, I got a twofer here. So, Damian Wayne. I got Batman. What is this? 656 and 657. I know I think his first appearance is in 655. Is kind of considered the bigger book. I think he's in Shadows there. I think it's really more of a cameo, but I'm not going to get in that whole argument of cameo versus first appearance. But these books are cheap, I think, for Damian Wayne. I think you can go grab them. It's his first, full appearance, which really he only appears in the last panel on 656, and then it's his first cover. But I think Damian's got a lot of juice to him. I could see him, them passing things on down. I don't know if they're going to skip right to Batman Beyond. So I just like the character, as a Robin, as everything. And I think they're, again, Batman on a budget. I think if you're going to go get a Robin, he's probably one of the more affordable ones and probably the one with the most legs at this point.
Nice.
So.
Sounds good.
I don't know, man. Batman on a budget's tough. Some of these books are expensive.
Well, I think this is, we didn't really try to do Superman on a budget. So I in Green Lantern, we certainly weren't talking budget. We had some, or you really had some big books there. So I think it is hard to think of some of these iconic characters on a budget, but at least for this episode, we pulled it off. I think if we do a Batman Part 2, we're going to have to start to dig deeper and pull out some of those bigger books, which I know you have. But yeah, so that's it. Thanks for stopping by again, and we will do at least one more Justice League themed episode before the Zack Snyder cut comes out next month. But until next time, stay safe, stay warm, and stay nerdy.